Hey, Mike here with Canadian Musician. Once again, we're here at M for Montreal, and it's a real pleasure to be able to catch up once again with Betty Bonifassi. Betty, well, I guess you first came to attention a number of years ago. You provided the vocals for Les Triplettes de Belleville. Should be said in a much better French accent than mine. Gained a lot of people's attention with a stunning performance at the Oscars for that. Since then, you've done critically acclaimed work with DJ Champion. And one of my favorite modern albums you did with the duo Beast, which obviously you're a big part of that. And like we were just mentioning, I didn't think you'd remember, but I interviewed you back when I was just an intern at the CBC, and you were headlining a big show here in Montreal at the Jazz Festival with Beast. And but since then, you've stayed quiet, and you're now back with your first solo album. There's a couple of things in there. First, when I was doing my research, I noticed as far back as 2004, you talked about wanting to do a solo album. Oh, why has it taken, I guess, this long to do it, and why was now the right time for it?
Actually, oh, no problem. Okay, can you just do that and close the door, my love? This is Xavier. Xavier, just, my friend, just close the door. Yeah.
Sure, this be you.
No way. So cool. That's right.
Adds authenticity. No worries.
Why this took me so long for doing
Yes, and why now if you're going to do it?
Exactly. Actually had the idea of making this album like really long time ago. And I was making a research for a play, nothing really connected. And I found actually the work of the Lomax family.
Yes, the Alan Lomax field recording.
Exactly. And there were not just Mr. Alan Lomax, there were his father and his grandfather. And all that family and those three generations, they decided to archive all those traditional music from the south of North America, but from everywhere in the planet, because they realized at what point, maybe, because I don't really know this person, I never met anybody, or any descendant of the Lomax family, but I realized when I was working on their research that they really found and understood the power in music creation, the power of traditional music. Yes. It's like in chemistry, because I learned chemistry when I was young at university for 2 years, and I found something similar. Like in chemistry, you have like some kind of mix that will always be the same. Some solutions that will never change. And these stable solutions, like the initial cells, you know, they are something very important for a renew in art and in music. So their work is very important. Yes. So I found those songs, and year after years, actually accumulate like a repertoire, my repertoire, around the stories then I heard or read about this period of time. Yes. And stories from African people, not from white people who was living in this area. Yes. So all the story, I found them tragically beautiful. And at the end, I found a community of people who have been deported from Africa to America for working for us. Yes. They build everything. They give us their culture that we are sitting on. And I really discovered some community very interesting and very smart. So it took my curiosity, and then this album is there. Yes. And I am so happy of that, because it was a really long-term wish. Yes. So it's a long way till the wedding. So for this one, yes, it was.
And like you were saying there, the basis of the albums is these slave songs and the chain gang songs that you'd found in the Lomax recordings. Many people, many contemporary artists have also recorded these songs and gone back into the Lomax recordings and recorded these songs. But the traditional way of doing it is most people have done it keeping it rather acoustic based. On this album, one of the most intriguing parts about it is that you've gone totally electronic with it, which is, like I said, kind of the complete opposite of what most people have done with these songs. Oh, I guess, what is it about that dichotomy, the old songs and the new instrumentation, that appealed to you? Why did you decide to take that method?
Actually, for the first dimension, it was like I wanted to show how modern those melodies or those hooks what were at that time and still are today. Yes. And then for me, that's why I decided to take off all that roots and folkish texture. So it was a lot of people actually didn't like that. Yeah, because you're shocking people doing that, you know, in one way. All the people who are really love this kind of music, are really into this period of, you know, music time, they're not really like that, you know. But for me it was like an exercise, exercise of style. Like say, okay, let's imagine all those people making party in Berlin in '94. Yes. Why not? This is the only place where I can go in this phantasma, you know, and I cannot find any kind of words than phantasm. So it was mine. And I decided to do this way. And actually, I like it because all the music or the kind of style of music I textured my album, it's all the music that black people from Africa inspired. Yes. So at first sight, I had the idea of making the song that every period of time from then till now, you know. Yes. But we decided to actually tell a story. It's a movie. My album was made like a movie, and all the songs are the emotion of a black slave who are in prison in this wagon, you know, that train that bring him to the place he's living. He's almost dying till the place that he's supposed to work all day, like 18 hours a day. So it's all that emotion passing through the body and the soul of that character who really wonder at one point, is he gonna be alive at the end of the day? And that, I'm sure, that was the today's feeling of those people at that time. And it was like this period of time spent 400 years, 4 centuries. So this subject for me is big, is very big. Slavery is still on. We're still reading every day articles in newspaper about modern slaveries. So I don't know, it's just like those songs are working with a really hard and deep and violent electro, so that means something for me. My theory is completely okay now with me, because I reveal that in my opinion with this album.
And with your voice, you have a very distinct, very soulful voice and delivery. And when I say, like you're talking about, when you go completely electronic, there's often cases, or often the impression that you can lose a soulfulness if you go electronic, but that's not the case here. There's a deep soulfulness to your renditions of these songs and a bluesiness to them as well. What I'm interested in is how you've been able to cultivate your vocal style. Did you get any formal training, or is it all self-taught? How have you found this distinct voice?
My God, man. It's a gift and it's a nightmare having a big voice. I don't know. When I was young, I was on the back of the school and I was like whispering, you know, at the ear of my friend, and my professor were hearing me on the front. I still have this big voice. And when I was young or teenager, I found that ugly and, you know, the whole shit. But finally, I used this, I don't know how to say that, un défaut. How you say that in the quality and the opposite of quality. I'm sorry, I don't know now in English how to say. My English is not so good.
No worries.
But, you know, I used that in the best way that I could. So the voice that I have, actually, just to say one thing, very important. This album is not me. It's beyond me.
Really?
Because I'm transporting the voice of a people who have been oppressed for years and years and years, and who find a way to stay positive and, you know, with hope, you know, beside this ugliness. I have no word to say what they have to, how they've been treated. So it's a kind of mission I have around that, in my heart, how I feel that. So it's beyond me. Those people were stronger and smarter than me, and my only quality point in this adventure is that then I heard something. One day I heard the Motown on those songs. I heard Marvin Gaye, I heard Michael Jackson, I heard where that soul and I loved when I was young, where my parents were dancing every weekend, were coming from there. It's all this, what we call soul today. It's all the torque of African polyphony till the blues. How they talk themselves till another culture, and how they keep their soul, whatever happened. That is just like, it's, I don't know. It's like immigration, not losing. It's like immigration. Really, when someone is migrated somewhere, the main point is not to forget where he come from. Even if he changed and he's transformed himself, he has to stay focused why and where he come from. And I immigrated in Quebec from France, and that subject is really important for me. So I found that in those songs, in what they transport, and my history, you know.
Within those recordings that you found, there would be hundreds and hundreds of songs within those Lomax recordings and the traditional songs that they collected. How deep into that catalog did you go, and how did you decide which handful of them you wanted to do yourself?
Actually, I choose the one who was, seems to me more funky. I choose all the songs was, for me, supposed to groove, because I wanted to put them in a party situation. So I went on that first main position to choose them. And then I discovered there were a lot of different versions of the same song. Because all those songs were created at the beginning to be able to those people to dialogue together without being understood by the oppressor. So I have to choose the version who was the most close of today languages, because the slang was really, really strong at that time. And I have to find all the secret languages too. And so that's how I choose the songs. The more easy to keep the slang but to be understood, and the more groovy ones, the more grounded. Yeah, all of them were grounded, but I want them to be not too sad.
Do you want to, with these songs, like you said, there's many versions of them. Some of them were a dialogue. Some of them, like traditional folk music, it's an ever-evolving thing, because a lot of it gets passed down. There's not sheet music. It's just, you know, they get passed down kind of through experience and word of mouth. Do you see yourself now as part of that tradition, keeping these songs evolving? God,
that would be like ding, you win, now you can stop. That would be, I don't know, that would be too much for me, you know. But it's, what I see is just like, I really use the genius, you know, of the Lomax family, and I surf on that to have a concept album, because today's is a kind of a kamikaze, you know, wishful thinking to make a concept album, but it works. People are interested on that, and they have the impression of having something in an entire story on their hand than just 1, 2, or 3 songs called on the album. I hope that. But just to say, there were a couple of people who tried to reproduce those songs. So we know one of them is really well known. It's Ram Jam. It's the Black Betty from Ram Jam. But Ram Jam never said that it was an original slave song, but I said it. So this is the last one I found. And I was very surprised because it was my name on it. But I discovered that the Black Betties was the wagon who was deporting them or transporting them on the train. Yeah, the Black Betties are a wagon on a train who are transporting the slaves. Really? Okay, yeah, so me too. It was completely crazy. So I decided to make another version. And then Woody Guthrie and Led Billy were the best friend of Alan Lomax. Yes. So Alan Lomax was smart. He let them listen to those songs. Yes. And obviously 2, 3 songs have been reproduced, but very, very different. They changing the text, they completely changing the melody. They were just using those songs to inspire them to making other songs. Yes. So in one way, nobody do with that repertoire what I did, okay? And it's a kind of repertoire that you can go... Tom Waits understood that a long time ago, that this repertoire was deep and very interesting and in a long-term way, you know? So I didn't want to have a competition with Mr. Tom Waits that I wanted to marry. I don't want to competition him, I want to kiss him. That's not the same thing. So, and I think that Tom Waits in this folkish root style, there's nothing better. Yes. Nothing better. So I say, let's do something else. This exercise of techno, rave, shocking electro from the mid-90s in Europe, that I know. I know perfectly because I was there. Yes. And this was the music I was listening when I was 18, 19. So that was the deal.
It sounds, well, you obviously have just an extremely deep connection to these songs, to this project. Would you want to do a second part? Do you think you could go back to doing the more mainstream stuff you were doing, or do you want to now stick in this tradition?
I hope this album give me strength to believe that my ideas are good. Voilà. It's the only thing I wish, that please, this album give me the strength to believe in me and making another one, you know, based on my concept or my fucking crazy ideas, or not crazy, or good or not good, whatever. But I want that start for me, you know. I work hard in collaboration. I have beautiful experience with Jean-Phi, with Beast. That was like, wow, we cannot believe or whatever. And because of you, it was a beautiful start for us, you know. But let me tell you, you have to know that. I'm sorry, that's the truth. So people, it took the curiosity of people after your article. That's the truth. So that helped us a lot. Yes, you have to know that when you love musician, it helps us really a lot. When you don't like us, it's not helping us really a lot. You know, so this is still on. Our relationship, it's very important in one way, you know. So I'm happy of this album. Jean-François Lemieux helped me to rewrite, actually write, because no music exists around those songs. And Alex McMahon produced the album. I'm very proud of them. And it's a human, it has to be something human with musician I admire. Yes. So I admire those two guys. And it was a long time I want to work with them. So I'm happy they are here in my first album. And let's go buy this album if you like. Yes. And maybe because it's going to give me the opportunity to do something else. I have another idea now for the other one.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Do you want to share it at this time?
No. The only thing I would say it's going to be around mathematics.
Mathematics.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like music based on algorithms or
Pythagoras theory and all this shit. Yeah. I'm going there.
Keeping people,
I'm not saying anything
keeping
else.
me on my toes.
Musician can do everything, and they could be. They have culture, so.
That's amazing.
I'm playing with this because you know what, I'm searching in 2 dimensions. I hear music spontaneously because I didn't learn music. I don't know how to read music, but I'm writing it, you know. And on the other way, I have all those images and all those theories because I'm a kind of nerd, kind of stuck up. People, sorry. That is the truth. So I'm trying to find some ideas in those intellectual, you know, theories and making them more organic. I'm thinking about something on mathematics and all those theories. Yeah. I
can't wait to see what form this takes.
Next 2 years took 2 years to make an album. Too long.
Well, it was 5 years between Beast and this, so 2 years would seem like a short wait.
Voilà.
And before we wrap up here, like I said off the top, that Beast album was incredible, and I didn't want to. I wanted to keep the focus on the new album, but I just have to ask if there's any chance of a second Beast album.
Yeah, there any chance of everything for sure. You know, why not? Why not? Maybe one day, Jean-Fiona, we're gonna have. Okay, let's do the second one. It's a door open. And we will see. I would love to. I would love to. I make a beautiful music with Jean-Phi, so I would love to. We will see. We will see. Let's take the time, you know. But I know people love this. But you know, sometimes chemistry, timing is not that thing. Me, I'm a mother. So my son was really young and I need time to take care of him because I went a lot of on tour and my son was young. So that's the main reason why Beast stopped. Because their life becomes sometimes before your wish, your artistic wish. But that's why I say the door is open. My son is getting older, and now I can leave 2 months. Doesn't care. Is better. Is a teenager, so mom is not so cool in teenager time. Depends. And so yes, maybe we will see.
Excellent. I can't wait. I've been following you ever since we first met, and I can't wait to see what this mathematical album takes shape.
We'll see, maybe with Beast, you know.
There you go. I can't wait. And
I'm not sure Jean-Philippe will love it. Too intellectual.
But in the meantime, go out, check out this first solo album from Betty Bonifassi. It's an incredible piece of work, and
thank you.
Betty, it was a real pleasure getting to see you again. Thank you for making the time for this.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.